Hi, I'm Matt Giordano and I'm the president of Villa Maria College, and I'm so excited to be celebrating Villa's 60th anniversary year with you. Over the course of the last year, we've made a series of videos and done some interviews with people to talk about where Villa is today and about what a great place it's been for the last 60 years. So we encourage you to check out the videos and listen to the interviews on this site and to continue to learn more about Villa Maria College. This semester, fall 2021, we're happy to have our students back on campus and to be supporting them in brand new ways, like including the costs of books and supplies in our tuition. We're going to keep pushing to live the Villa way and to live out our core values, and we hope that you will follow along in that journey with us. If you are interested in learning more about Villa, please call Tracy Rosler at 961-1825 and enjoy the videos. Thank you. Hi, my name is Dr. Matt Giordano, and I'm the fourth president of Villa Maria College. Today, I have the pleasure of spending some time and talking to someone who really needs no introduction, the person I succeeded, the third president of Villa Maria College, Sister Marcella Marie Garus. Sister Marcella, it is so good to see you. How have you been? What have you been up to since you retired from Villa?
Well, I'm very happy to be here. This is home to me. After I left, I first of all enjoyed myself a bit. I went on a retreat and a little bit of a vacation, and now my ministry is very easy. I'm a chauffeur. I drive our sisters to the doctors and to the hospitals, and just live life as best as I can. Pray a lot, and I pray much for the college.
Well, we need those prayers and we welcome those prayers. Thank you. So it sounds like your stress level has gone down a little bit.
Oh, tremendously, tremendously.
And you transferred it all to me, right?
Oh, good,
yeah.
Good. It's good to be stressed. It's good to be stressed. You do a better job, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. So we're going to spend a little bit of time today just talking about the history, some of the history of the college, since this is our 60th anniversary year. And there's nobody better to talk to about that history than you, Sister Marcella, since you were here for 50 of those 60 years and 40 years as president. So what could you tell us about the beginning of the college, how the college got started, and those early years?
Well, first of all, I have to do a little preface here that I am 80 years old. And my memory is failing me a little bit. So some of this, I was always taught to do the research and get the facts straight. And so now it's just speaking from my memory. So if I make some flaws or some missteps, please excuse me.
Of course.
So the early years of the college, well, the college began with a teacher training school for our sisters, the Felician sisters, and actually it was set up in the convent. So classes were held there. And then in 1961, we officially moved to this building, to the main building, which was built in 1961 and dedicated in 1963. So it's come a long way. It's come a very long way. Our first president was or Mother Mary Annette Gazowski, and she served for I believe it was 5 years or so. She had double duty. She was the president of Villa Maria College, and she was also our provincial superior, who was the head of our Felician order. At that time, she was responsible for 800 Felician sisters here in the Buffalo province to meet all of their needs, and then she also was part of, the president of the college. How the college began is that there was a groundswell from our community, or our Western New York community, from people that had their children, their students, their girls at our academy, Villa Maria Academy. And they said, oh, sister, please, establish a college so that our sisters can continue with that quality education that you provide for them. And so, the pioneer that she was, she took on coming to establish Villa Maria College together with, of course, a team effort and all. And so in 1961, the college building was completed. It was dedicated in 1963.
Great, and I think something I always like to reflect on, especially with our staff members and our faculty when we're dealing with some difficult challenges, is that we should draw inspiration from those early sisters who were part of establishing the college, because as much as anything we might be facing can sometimes feel really stressful and difficult, to have the fortitude and the foresight and the energy to start a college from scratch, I think puts everything into perspective for us. So can you tell us a little bit about what Mother Mary Annette was like as a person?
Well, as I say, she was very courageous. She had double duty in the two ministries, and she was a very, I wouldn't want to say stern, but a firm kind of a leader. She was caring, she was loyal, dedicated, but she kept the order, and she wanted to make sure that everything was together. It was hard times because, to try to solicit the respect and the ability to be able to found a college and to get the support for this founding was quite a task at that time. There were many colleges here in the area, and so we were the newest kid on the block, and it was very difficult to add another college, especially another Catholic college, because there were 6 Catholic colleges at the time. And so, but her fortitude and all pushed her forward, and so I would say that she was really a strong leader, a strong pioneer.
Yeah, well, she would have had to have been, I think. Were you here when the construction began for the college and for the dedication?
Yes, I was. I entered religious life in 1961, so that as the college building was being constructed, I happened to be what they called a postulant, or in the novitiate, the first year of working through my postulancy through religious life. And so I can recall that there were times that in the evening for recreation we would take a walk around the construction site. And one day we were singing off the cement structure of the auditorium stage. Just amazed at this structure and what was happening there. So yes, I was here at that point. I don't remember too much about it. One thing I can remember is seeing Mother Annette's picture, a photograph of her with the iron beams behind her and her veil sort of moving in the wind, and it looked like she was really kind of, what would you say, definitely wanting this thing to happen. She had the plans in her hand, and so that was something that I can recall there.
Yeah, and I still go into the auditorium sometimes and just look around and say what a great space it is, and there's so much great potential in this space. So I can imagine how it must have felt when it was first being built. So you came to the college in 1968 as a business administrator. Can you tell us a bit about what it was like working for Sister Mary Pacomia, who was the second president, and also just like what was the college like at that time?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was very happy that she wasn't the micromanager, because I was just new in religious life, and I was new in higher education. I just came fresh out of college to the order, and then I was assigned to in a couple of years to Villa Maria College. So I taught in a couple of high schools, but at that point I was thrown into the college, so to speak, and so it was not very difficult to work for Sister Pacomia at all. She was very easygoing, not easygoing, but believing in each of the people that were at the college. We didn't have like organized board meetings, and it was like everyone was in their particular area doing their particular thing.
Yeah.
She, I think, had a very, very strong trust of people, and felt that they were very dedicated and loyal to the institution. So she led that way.
So that sounds a lot to me like you working for you. So maybe you learned some things from her that you carried over into your presidency. So about 10 years later, in 1978, you became the next president. Can you, first of all, how did that happen? What did it feel like for you to move into that role?
A shock.
Yeah.
Well, what happened is that Sister Pacomia was planning to retire, and the order wanted to appoint another Felician sister to the college, and so 3 of us were asked to prepare some papers as to what we would do if we were president of the college, and the Board of Trustees reviewed our resumes, interviewed us. It was quite a challenge, quite a task there, back and forth, and so I can remember that day in August when I was called to the board, and I sat down, and at that time Chairman Henry Oshinsky said, "Sister, congratulations, you are the new president of Villa Maria College." I just sat there, and I thought to myself, how did I get into this, you know?
I know the feeling.
Yeah, well, you know, it was sort of like things were happening at the college at that point. We just had our accreditation, first accreditation, and we were cited for not having a long-range plan and, you know, some of this organizational thing, and I took that very seriously. So as business administrator, I started us off as a long-range planning committee. We put together initial plans, and of course, we needed a business office that was solvent, operating well, and so I built budgets, and I did that, and I don't know if that was what qualified me to be this president, but here I was.
And so what did you, once you kind of wrapped your head around it, and obviously you were the right person at the right time because you were the president for 40 years and you built a lot of the great things that have happened in the college's history. What were some of the things that you said, you know, this is what I'd like to see happen for Villa?
Well, establish this long-range plan and really build up the enrollment.
Yeah.
And over the years, you know, move from an associate degree granting institution to a baccalaureate institution, add on some buildings, and provide real quality education for our students.
Yeah.
So, and that was a hard trek to keep doing this in this time, because at the time when the community colleges were on the rise, but not private associate degree colleges. So we were experiencing some difficulty in the earlier years. And so then we did move into the baccalaureate realm.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when I started here as a faculty member. So thank you for doing that, because you brought me here to Villa, which I, of course, didn't expect to end up in this role, but it's been a life-changing experience for me. How would you, I think one of the things that attracts so many people to Villa, whether it's students who want to learn here, or it's faculty and staff members who love working here, the thing that attracts us is the mission and the values of the institution. And for so long, you were the person ultimately responsible for carrying out that mission and for living out those values. And of course, they directly come from the mission and the values of the Felician Sisters. How would you characterize the mission of Villa and kind of what sets it apart?
Well, you know, all colleges say that they're small and caring and have quality education, but I believe we definitely do have that here at Villa. Very, very caring. And with our particular core values, We are a value-based educational institution, so we care for the individual. Some of those core values are justice and peace, solidarity with the poor, transformation, compassion. And so I think that we offered this institution, this ministry with that kind of a mission and goals that really make for us. And I believe in a real family approach. We're family here. You know, some people will say, well, no, you're an educational institution, but I always thought that the family approach was very, very important. And so I tried to inculcate that in our people here. And I do see that it's still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, that's one of the things that I found really appealing when I came to Villa. That's not what I was used to in higher ed, and it took me a little while to wrap my head around it, but once I did, that warmth and that welcoming spirit and the support that everybody provides each other here is really, really special. And again, that's a testament to everything that you did.
Thank you.
Because it starts at the top. All right, let's talk about a couple of good stories maybe, or some fond memories from your time here at Villa.
Sure.
So in 1980,
Yes.
First Lady Rosalind Carter came to Villa, along with Governor Cuomo.
No, that was a separate time.
Okay, all right, so we had two visits, though, two separate visits. Could you talk about the First Lady coming here?
Well, on our president's council, there was a fundraising group that we had here at the college. We had the county executive, Dennis Gorski, as one of the members. And he came and approached us and indicated, would we want to have the First Lady, Rosalind Carter, here at the college? And I said, well, sure, we'd love to have her here. And I said, well, we have to be careful. I mean, she was campaigning for her husband. And I said, you know, we can't have a campaign speech here. And they said no. So I think the title of the speech that she gave was The Mosaic of America.
Okay.
And it was very, very nice. But the scurry and the excitement and the preparations were something. I mean, the food services, we had food service program at that point. They prepared all these special foods and all, which she couldn't touch. And when we were preparing to bring her into the college, of course, cleanliness, you know, is next to godliness. So we made sure that everything was spick and span in the college. And so which way did they take us to the auditorium? Through the fire escapes. So there we were, and we came up with fire escape, and she gave a lovely speech. We had a receiving line. People could shake her hand and all. And we met with her a little bit, the administration and the board. And she was a good listener. She said that she would convey a lot of our concerns to the president, and we gave her the Founders Medal of the college, which she lost someplace. And I understand that she lost it purposely. She really did lose it. But when they go to these functions and all, they have to hand in to the government all of anything that they got. And I think she wanted one of those for herself. So we gave her a second one.
Nice.
So it's just a little offside on that one.
Right. What was the security like the Secret Service?
Oh yeah, when we walked up the aisle to the stage, we had Secret Service in front of us and Secret Service in back of us. And they said that, you know, if anything should happen, they're going to push us down to the ground, and we have to just stay there. And I saw somebody was trying to give her something, and I saw this hand of the Secret Service grab it. And so it was, oh yeah, we had to have a whole check, a security check on everybody, and it was really quite a task.
Yeah, it must have been an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it must have felt, although it was stressful for you, I would imagine, it must have also felt kind of good that she was coming to Villa of all the colleges in Western New York.
Right. That was really nice. Yeah.
That's great. So can you talk a little bit about the 25th anniversary? Because I know that was a big shindig.
Yeah, we did a lot of things there. We had an education program. We honored the Felician sisters for the founding of the college. We had certain events. Our graduation was outside. We had fireworks. We had hot air balloon. The art department did this, and I don't know what it's called, but they, it's some kind of an etching where the coating was put on a piece of canvas, and a person would lay on this canvas, and his image would show. Now this was large pieces of canvas, and then it was strung right across the building, the main building, the roof of the main building. So that was something exceptional and different. And we featured our programs of study. We had like a bazaar of some kind where they would be able to find out what people were doing and all. We had poetry readings and such. And of course we had a dinner and a mass. So that was, and we had a float. We went through the town of Cheektowaga on a float, recognizing the 25th anniversary. So that was a lot of fun. We did paper mache balloon, hot air balloon. This is sort of our theme, the hot air balloon.
So did you go on the hot air balloon?
The ride up and down? No, I didn't at that point. I did at one point. My sister bought me a ticket to a hot air balloon ride, but some people were doing that. It was just up and down. It wasn't the whole.
You weren't taking off.
Right,
okay.
right.
Yeah. It sounds like it was a lot of fun. I wish we could do something this year.
We had fun. We had fun like that.
Yeah, not this year.
Well, COVID's in the way.
Yep. So let's transition a little bit to some of your accomplishments in your time here. The college went through a lot of changes, whether it was adding programs of study, obviously making the shift from being an associate degree granting institution to associate and bachelor degree granting institution. We brought back athletics. We added all sorts of other programs under your leadership, co-curricular programs. You went through several reaccreditations with middle states, lots of changes, of course, in staff, but you were the constant, keeping the ship going. What are some of the things, when you look back at all of your time here and everything that you did, that really stand out to you as important for the college, important for the community, and also maybe just some achievements that you're proud of?
Well, I think top of the list would be, I'm proud of the ability that we had to provide an education, a quality education for students. And every graduation, tears came to my eyes because we accomplished that. And that was really a touching moment. But we did it together, So I'm very proud of all of us as a family to be able to do all those things. Sometimes it was hard trekking, trying to move to that baccalaureate degree program. When we had the, as I mentioned before, private education, two-year education was declining. So we felt that perhaps what we should do is to try the baccalaureate realm and move into some programs there. Our early childhood program was doing quite well. And so we thought, well, maybe we could write a proposal for an education, four-year education program. And we did several tries and we were denied. And then our flagship program, the interior design program, two-year program, had this special accreditation called FIGHTER. I think it moved to CETA. I don't remember the acronym, but this was the interior design accreditation team. And they decided not to accredit two-year institutions anymore. So we said, oh my goodness. So that was the initiation of trying to establish a four-year program in interior design here at the college. And that was difficult. We had to go through the New York State Education Department, the accreditation group. So it was really a real chore, but it was so wonderful when they gave us this, charter for offering baccalaureate degree programs, and that was the program that we started with. And the enrollment just skyrocketed.
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment, and I think for people behind the scenes, it's an awful lot of work. Right. So I totally appreciate what you're saying there. And the same thing about commencement. It's a really gratifying moment for everybody who works here. Sister, in 1986, the food pantry, which is now called the Sister Mary Josette Food Pantry, was established here on campus. And it was perhaps the first one on a college campus in Western New York, certainly one of the earliest. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about?
Yeah, I think that Sister Mary Josette, who was campus minister at the time, and faculty member Joe Yonder decided that they would somehow help our students. Their students seemed to be very needy, very hungry, and also they got together and actually in our fire escapes, they put some tables in there and they collected food so that the students could help themselves to the food. And then it grew, it mushroomed into something more specific. It moved to the college. I think it was on the ground floor at one point in the main building. Then it moved to the second floor, and there we officially recognized it with a plaque for Sister. Sister passed away since that point, but it was a full-blown, food pantry.
Yeah.
And then we also received grants. We were associated with the Food Bank of Western New York, and so the food pantry grew. Now it's located currently, I believe, still in the music building, the ground floor of the music building, and it's expanded terrifically. So it's serving the community and, of course, our hungry students. So it's really a community service.
Yeah, and it's a great community service, serving lots of people, and food insecurity has become a major concern at college campuses around the country, and we've seen lots of food pantries pop up on campuses. But as I said, ours was one of the earliest, and so I think it is really a testament to the foresight and, again, the mission and the values of the institution. You're really.
And I was surprised that
there.
I think they serve thousands of students and families in all year.
Yep. Yeah, so it's a great ministry. In the 80s, Villa participated in a student exchange program with the
Wawbeach program.
Wawbeach.
Yeah,
Go
Wawbeach.
ahead, sister.
Well, what happened is, at a Cheektowaga Chamber of Commerce meeting, the town decided to adopt a sister city in Poland, and the city was Wawbeach, because the Cheektowaga community, there's a lot of Polish people of Polish descent. And so they decided that they would have a sister city program for business and commerce and all. And I stood up and said, what about education? And they said, well, sister, go to it. And so what we did is we established a small exchange program between Villa Maria College and the University of Wawbeach in Poland. And so the first exchange was that we were invited to Wawbeach, and we took 8 students to Wawbeach, and they had meetings and sort of sessions, educational sessions, and they explored the culture of the different countries, including the United States, the diversity of peoples, their educational and their social life, and so it was kind of an interesting kind of program. Of course, this was Sister Mark, and at that time, Dr. Natalie Modgill, who was our vice president for academic affairs, and we took these 8 students. Well, I've never been a mother, and to take care of these students and to try to keep them on track was really a circus in a sense. I mean, they had their own times for fun and entertainment and all of that, and so we just went along with them, kind of like. I know when we were coming home, we were boarding a train in Germany, and we had to wait because the students had to put roses on the tracks, because in Germany there was a train accident, and so they wanted to offer something there. We almost missed the train. Coming back, well, this one really upset me. We're waiting for our fellows to come back to board the plane, and they're coming back with a 6-pack of Polish beer that they had to bring back to America. But all in all, it was quite a good learning experience. And then we invited them to come to the United States. So we had to plan housing for them and entertainment and educational experiences. So we had programs for them to, especially in business. And then we set them up with internships here so that they could learn how we operate our businesses and all. So that worked out quite well, but it was it was something to keep these, students in line and make sure that they are getting part of the educational experience more so
Right.
than all the rest of it. But it was interesting. Then we sent students to Poland 2 other years, just one student for hospitality and one for business. And we had an exchange with one student coming here to the United States his internship was in business, so it was in our bookstore. So, but the government changed in Łowicz and the program ended.
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
that
it's
was
too
quite an
bad.
experience.
Yeah, it would have been fun to make
Oh.
that trip.
Yeah.
Well, parenting, the joys
Yes.
of parenting. Okay, so can we talk a little bit more then about just students? You've seen students at the college from the late 1960s until today. How have students changed? I'm sure you had all sorts of interactions with students. There's got to be some that really stick out to you in terms of your memories or the things that really make you feel good about your time here at Villa. So just talk a little bit about students over your
Well,
time.
I didn't have exchange in the classroom with
Yeah.
them, but I did at meetings and down the hallways and at events and all. And I think that the whole population, including Villa Maria College, has become more diverse in race, in religion, in social behavior. It's a whole different track now. It's not yes sister, no sister. It's a lot different in that respect. But in general, I think that our students here at Villa, and I'm prejudiced, were always respectful, caring, dignified, wanting to learn. So I think that we attracted a good bunch of students that could really wanted to learn.
Right.
Wanted to learn.
Right. Although you told me, didn't you teach a class from your office?
Oh. That was when I became president, and I thought I could, do something else. And I was an accounting teacher, and so I said, well, yeah, I think I can do this. Because before I became the president, before I actually came to the college, was it, that I was asked to teach a continuing education course in accounting. So I did that. And then I thought, well, as a business administrator, I did teach a course. But as president, I thought I could possibly do this too. So there I was in my office, conducting business over the telephone, et cetera, and the kids are sprawled all over the carpet, and we're doing accounting projects, It didn't last too long.
No,
I
can
just
imagine,
couldn't manage
yeah.
all of that, but that was fun time.
Yeah, well, it's a good mental note for me, because I keep thinking I want to get back in the classroom.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, again, thinking of students a little bit, what would you like today's students and future students here at the college to know about the Felician sisters?
Well, there's a lot that they can find out on the website about, the order in specific and our mission and ministry. But we're a group of people that have a mission to serve people and some very strong core values of justice and peace and transformation, compassion, service to the poor. And we think we do that quite well. So, and we're also a fun-loving bunch.
Yeah, you like to have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And sister, my last question for you is, what are your hopes for the future of the college?
Well, I think we're doing a pretty good job, and you are doing an excellent job here at the college with you're in now how long? 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah, and I'm hearing good things.
Well, thank you.
I'd like the college to continue to be a value-based educational institution. I'd like to see us grow in enrollment if we could. My dream was always 1,000 students, and I don't know if that's something that we can achieve or not. But my real wish is that we continue that value-based education, being a caring institution. And 1,000 students is not large yet, so that's still small. So I'd like us to continue being small and to keep on trying to help so that these students will come out of the education with a real strong value system, and also, of course, the educational experience to be real qualified to meet their challenges in this world, which has plenty of challenges.
Yeah. Well, you laid an incredible foundation, one that will continue on for many, many decades into the future here at Villa. And certainly at the heart of all of that was the commitment to the values and to the mission, and really just being a place that wants to help be part of the growth and the transformation of our students. And
Most
so
definitely.
we're going to continue to do that to the best of our ability. And we thank you for everything you've done for Villa and for all of the students who came here and the wider community who's been touched by this special college.
And it's been a pleasure and fun to be back to the old, what I call it, an alma mater. I'm not a student here, but
Well, it's your home. It's
that's
a second
my home,
for
right?
you. So,
right.
And we say Villa is home. So you are back home today. So thank you so much, Sister
You're
Marcella,
welcome.
for being here with us today. It was really a pleasure to talk to you. We could go on and on and on with more about the history of the college, but again, we thank you, and you're a huge part of our 60th anniversary.
You're welcome.